I'm Jonathan Dotan. I'm the VP of Inbound Marketing at yellowHEAD. I'm here to talk to you guys about something a little bit different, not about ads, but a different channel of marketing in mobile. So at yellowHEAD, we're a digital performance marketing agency. We do search engine optimization, paid acquisition, app store optimization for major publishers and developers, Zynga, Playtika, eToro, MyHeritage, and all kinds of others. And working with all those publishers, what we found, especially in one field, is that in ASO, none of them are doing too good of a job. How you can use App Store optimization to increase installs. So I'm going to jump right in with a few basic facts and figures. Over 63% of all users find applications through search. Despite that, 83% of applications are virtually invisible in search. This means they cannot be found in category rankings or in keyword rankings. On top of that, there are over 2 million applications on Google Play and iOS, and over 5,000 new applications are being added every single day. And so given this information, what are most publishers and developers doing? Most of them are turning to ads. Every few dollars that they spend get them another few users. They're going to PR agencies, spending lots of money to get articles, which also get them, every once in a while, a few thousand more users. All of these publishers are doing things which are helping them today, but not helping them tomorrow. In the end of the day, the success of any major application is organic installs. It's the people who are coming to you on their own. With the exception of virality with Flappy Bird and things like that, which nobody can actually bank on, organic is what makes or breaks an app in the end of the day, and App Store optimization is your way to work on that. ASO, App Store optimization, is SEO for applications. This splits into search and conversion optimization. Search optimization is, let's say, a user wants to get in shape. They might be looking for exercise, fitness, running, Nike, abs, whatever else. So the first step is making sure that those applications can actually be found on those words. The second step is conversion optimization, which when we talk about conversion optimization, we're saying that when somebody actually makes it to your app and making sure that they want to install it. Now, the main difference between ASO and SEO is that with ASO, results are fast and results are big. From one of our clients, this is an example of some keyword rankings. You can tell very clearly where we did the optimization, and that leads overnight to increases in installs. When we're talking about actual numbers, it varies a lot. In English-speaking locations, we see increases of anywhere from 10% to 100% in daily installs. And if we're talking about non-English-speaking locations, anywhere from 100 to 300%. What's kind of amazing about these numbers is that they hold true whether we're talking about an application with 30 installs per day or we're talking about an application with 10,000 installs per day. Basically, we start with research, looking into the competitors, the industry, the keywords, and then we start working on search optimization, conversion optimization, which basically means texts and graphics. When we do this, we work on it in 25 different languages, which we'll get to as well. So quickly talking about search optimization, when we do our work, most of what we're working on is iOS and Google Play. These numbers change every day, so don't quote me, but they hold about 80% of the app market. There's also the Amazon App Store, Windows, some other stuff. And both of these app stores work very differently, and it comes from what their DNA is from. Google comes from a background of search. And so that's what they're good at. They understand intent, they understand what users want, they understand related items, synonyms, all that kind of stuff. iOS, on the other hand, comes from the world of music, where people are looking for a title, an artist name, maybe an album name, and maybe a genre. So they're a little bit more primitive in the way that they're doing their search, and that has a lot of effects. So I'm going to jump right into just a little bit of a few of the techniques, a few of the important things to do. First thing we're going to talk about is titles. Titles are a crucial place to put the most important keywords that you have. I'll go quickly over the example on the right. This is the search results in Google Play for the term camera effects. So if you look at the third application, Candy Camera by the JP Brothers, this is an application with an over 4-star rating, over 1 million reviews. It's frequently updated, yet it's being outranked by two applications which are clearly not as good. Less than 4-star ratings. One of them hasn't been updated in over a year, significantly less reviews, but yet they are outranking it quite simply because they have the exact keyword in their title. Later we'll go into what exactly this is giving them. In addition, this is just a quick graph. You can see moving a keyword from the keyword field to the title. This is the rankings for a specific keyword. You can see the change. going through, I'm going to jump through the search optimization a little bit, and then I'll talk about exactly what these changes do. So I want to go over now the iOS keywords list. I'll talk briefly about an example. So this is a sample application, slots, WoW casino games, Vegas slot machines. And I'll start off with an example of a bad keyword list. In iOS, you only get 100 characters for your keyword list, and iOS only looks at your titles and your keywords. So really, this is the only thing that you have to work with. Looking at this keyword list, out of the 100 characters, they're only using 77. They have spaces between keywords, which is eating space. They have repetitive words in the keyword list and title. For example, slots and slot. This is something we get a lot with big developers. They say, these are my most important keywords. There's no way I can take them out. It's just not necessary. There's no need to do it. They're using phrases. Okay, so iOS, despite it being only 100 characters, what they do know how to do is what we call mix and match. So if you have the keyword tel and the keyword Aviv, you can be found for the search term Tel Aviv. So when we're working on this, we're really trying to find not necessarily the best phrases, but the best keywords to make up the most, as many phrases as possible. So there they have, for example, daily bonus, which is bad as a keyword. You would want to make it daily and bonus. But then on the other hand, you have an optimized list. It uses 99 characters. You can see the first keyword is Las, and they have Vegas in the title, so they can be ranked for Las Vegas. They're targeting long tails, targeting competitors. A nice little trick they're using is they're using a hyphenated keyword. You can see free hyphen sell, which allows you to be ranked on free space sell, free sell, sell free, all the variations of that thing. On the other hand, Google Play. Google Play, just like in web, scans descriptions. They look at the number of words. They look at keyword densities. That being said, Google Play, Google is also more intelligent, so they know how to look at synonyms, relevant, related words, all kinds of mixes, things like that. But with Google Play, you can do things that are a little more interesting than iOS. This is the description for a trading application. You can see at the bottom they've listed all of their different currency pairs. So here you can really go for long tails more than anything else. With graphics, there's a few things that are important, and they're also very different between iOS and Android. These are the search screens. So this is a user searching for something, what he sees. You can see in iOS on your left-hand side, the first two screenshots and the icon are really crucial. They're what hold the most of the space in the screen. What we've kind of found still now with big developers, a kind of common misconception, a screenshot does not actually need to be a screenshot of the application. You can add marketing messages, you can add calls to action, you can design them, you can do whatever you want to do there. On the right-hand side, we have Android. You see in Android in the search screen, it's very different. You just get icons and the titles. What you want to do here, and Flexi has done a nice job with this, is if you look at the items that are ranking for keyboard, they're all square, they all have keyboards on them, and just doing something as simple as having a circular icon in there makes them stand out a lot. Users are split into two different groups. It's about 50-50. Half of them are what we call instant decision makers. So they make it to your app, and within a few seconds, they either install it or they ditch. The other users are what's called explorers. They're going to scroll through your screenshots. They're going to read the first few lines of your description. That all being said, less than 1% of users actually read more, click read more on a description. Localization is the process. I'm not talking about actually translating apps. I'm talking about localizing App Store pages. So this does not mean that you need to make your application in Spanish, for instance, just your App Store page. We get a lot of feedback or a lot of comments initially from developers saying, oh, well, I don't really want to be in that country, or oh, just the US is interesting to me, or my application isn't in Danish, so I don't want to be. I can't really emphasize how wrong that is, except with a few exceptions. And I'll give an example. Users in Denmark, people in Denmark, think of everyone as users now. People in Denmark speak excellent English. They'll be able to use 99.9% of applications out there, but when they're searching for an app, they may be searching in Danish. So if you're not in Danish, they're just not going to be finding you. The only exception to this is if you have an application which only works in Tel Aviv, or it's a Russian news application or something like that. Besides that, the world today is an enormous world, and focusing on the US is frankly, it's short-sighted. So when we're talking about localization, we're talking about finding what users actually look for. We're not talking about translating. You might translate the word exercise from English into French, and it would be the right word, but it won't be what people are looking for, so it won't help you at all. A quick example of this, of what we call localization, what we call translation. You have McDonald's with a mekarabia, some kind of shawarma that they give in the Middle East. And then on the other hand, you have classic Israeli translation, which is not quite as good. Okay, so I want to go over a quick example of this that we did. This is LogDog. They're an application which detects hacker intrusion into your accounts. At the top, you can see their title in Google Play in English, then in German, then in Italian. I won't try to pronounce those because I won't do it very well. But basically, these are different phrases. The top one is stop hacker intrusion. The middle one is protection from hackers. And the bottom one is anti-hacker attacks. These are based on keyword research that we did to see what people are actually searching for in those places. And this is something that helped LogDog out a ton in those different countries. If you're talking about graphic localization, you can do something as simple as just changing the text in the picture, or you can do what 365 Scores did, which is a great example, and really change your whole design based on the location we're talking about. Okay, so the bottom line, what does it all come down to? These are just some sample graphs. A lot of graphs look like this, but what you can see is on the top, in the US, after optimization, a 30% increase in installs. It's difficult to see, but this is on an application that already had a base of 2,000 installs per day. And at the bottom, you can see in Germany, 200%, which is more like what we see generally. I'm starting to get smiles and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead. Reviews is another thing that's crucial. This is an example of My Vegas Slots. They put up this prompt, which we really, really don't recommend doing. They told users that if they rate them 5 stars, they'll get free chips, and if they don't rate them 5 stars, they'll lose chips. So we're not recommending doing that, but what you can see is overnight, they went from getting about 1 positive rating per day to over 500 positive ratings per day. And instantly when that happened, their rankings increased on kind of everything. So summarizing very quickly, I promise. The first thing is if you have an application, if anybody else has an application, do ASO. Figure out how to do it on your own. If you have more resources, do it with an agency. It doesn't matter. It's crucial for applications. The second step is localize your app pages unless you're one of those exceptions. Constantly pay attention to that whole story. It really is what makes or breaks an app. And finally, on the other side of that, ASO is critical, but you can't do it on you can't do it alone. It needs to be part of a larger marketing strategy. Thank you very much.